Welcome back to World of Tanks with Herbie King. Today we're bringing together a platoon of 3 mediums, 2 Leopards, and an STB-1. And thankfully we got a really good map for this. So right now we're deciding who's going to go to the left and who's going to work the middle areas, and just deciding where we're going to go. And it was decided that I'm going to go for the hill. So as we get started, we have the STB-1 that's going to work the middle ridge. My platoon mate in the Leopard 1, he's going to work the other side of the tracks where I'm going, but stay down low, and I'm going to work the hill. This Pershing managed to spin me out. I couldn't turn away from him because it was only the back of my tank up against him. That caused it so that he spun me out instead of me being able to turn away, which just made a slight delay. And then somebody else ended up spinning him out, so I guess it all evens out. So as we're coming up, there's a scout that decided to go into this little city here. And there he is. So I decided to get behind this ridge real quick, and then just poke up enough to put a shot into him. Unfortunately, he was driving slightly down, and I shot. By the time my shot reached him, his turret was where I was aiming. He did get lucky there. If you'll notice in just a second, you'll see how he managed to hit the edge of my turret as I was zigzagging just slightly, as well as I only had my turret showing, so that was kind of lucky. So as we go up here, I noticed that the Object 140 decides to take the top right off, so that means I don't really need to. So I just set up to go ahead and snipe into the middle. So as we're doing this, just waiting at my platoon mate in the STB-1 is lighting up the mid-ridge quite a bit, giving us shots. And he's really a good tank for that because of his relatively bouncy turret, which allows him to peek over the edge without the risk of taking too much damage. You can never really rely on the SB-1's turret though, because as it will bounce quite a few because of its good angles, it's not guaranteed a bounce. And so here I move up. I decided I'm going to go ahead and see if I can spot something. Went for the track shot. That's one nice thing about the Leopard. At that range, you can even go for track shots. The Leopard 1 has slightly more view range, or has slightly better view range, I would say, than the Object 140. Just seems to work out that way for most cases, even though the numbers are sometimes very close. And so I see the Object 140 decide to go after this TD, and I decide to come over and assist him, because I don't want him to take any more damage than necessary. It seems that I really didn't need to, as he got behind the TD and had everything under control. Just barely didn't get there in time. So now I'm standing behind the rock, just trying to keep Artie from nailing me one. And then I decide to move on. Now instead of crossing here with the rest of them, I decide I'm going to go back and work the middle area, seeing that we're kind of getting weak on the other side, and I want to be in a position to help out if the time comes. We were neck to neck as we just got 2 kills, and now we're ahead. And this is where the game starts really going in our favor. And so as I come up here, I see that I have a couple shots that I might be able to pull off. And just as I'm about to fire, my teammate manages to get the E100 with his STB-1. And I managed to put a shot into the side of the Centurion. Yeah, it's the tricky armor of the Centurion. I don't know why my shot went so wide on that one. You do get those shots in the Leopard one. It's very accurate most of the time, but then when it does go inaccurate, it goes way inaccurate. And so now I decide I'm gonna go up and take my platoon mate's place, as he's getting low on health and we don't really want to lose him, as we still have quite a number of heavy duty tanks to deal with. I see an opportunity to kill the Roomba, so I decide to take it. And my platoon mate in the STB-1 manages to finish off the Centurion-1. And so here we switch places. Basically he goes to sniping and I go to frontline duty, as I have the health and he does not. However, if you notice, the enemy has 3 really heavy-hitted TDs, so one wrong move and you can be finished off real quick. And I didn't get spotted there, which turned out to be really nice. So I could continue to harass this guy, slowly chipping out of his health until we can take him out. I was surprised he never turned his tank towards me until now and let me got 3 shots in. I didn't even need to use gold rounds. However, now that he's disappeared and he seems to have drawn his attention to me, I decide I'm going to switch over to a gold round. Because if I have to pin him from the front, I want it to be reliable at this point. Because I don't want to take a big shot. And so, as far as I know at this point, he's like right in front of me. And I can't seem to spot him, so I'm just kind of waiting a bit, because I don't want to take that big hit just to spot him. And he fired again, so now it's lit long enough that I can put a couple more shots in. And I got spotted. So what I do now is I turn and pretend I'm going to drive this way, all the way until I disappear. Then I reverse, go back, and get back in the other angle. And the purpose of this is because I still want to put my shot into the side of his tank, and seeing he thinks I'm that direction, I was able to put a shot to the side. Thankfully, I already missed, because that could have been devastating. In the Leopard 1, pretty much most tier 8s RDs, and I'm pretty sure all the tier 9s and 10s can one-shot you. And so now I'm just going to move up and see about spotting the last 2 guys. I go for the ram. Unfortunately, I didn't ram him hard enough. But hey, my STB-1 managed to put a shot into him, saving me from taking more hits than necessary, as I was still reloading. And there's the last RD. I decide to use auto aim here because I want to take the shot as soon as I can. And now let's take a look at the stats, see how it went. And here we have the results. I managed to get a Confederate, high caliber, and tank sniper. My platoon mate in the STB-1 got 2nd place for damage. I managed to do 6,500. And my other platoon mate in the Leopard one did 2,300 himself. Good shout out to the T11095 who did 3,000, as well as the Object 140, which played a critical role on the top of the hill. And as we look at the detailed report, you can see I managed to do a little bit of damage assistance, and about half my shots were at sniping range. And so with the standard account, I managed to net profits 13,600, which turned out to be quite nice.